Smart people are the ones that tend to overthink simple decisions, which makes sense. The people who are the most intelligent, they have mental models and thought processes and frameworks that allow them to understand problems and think through decisions and possible outcomes to those decisions. What's difficult for that is to try and assign the amount of weight they should be putting on each decision. Obviously, some decisions may seem like they are simple things that don't really have any consequences to them, but if you apply a lot deeper thinking to it, you may be able to see some things that other people don't see. And it gets very difficult to identify which one of these decisions needs that amount of thought, that amount of energy into it, and which ones don't. And being able to identify when there is a decision that doesn't need a lot of energy versus one that does is one of the most difficult things that people are going to come across. Obviously, if you are somebody with a little bit lower intelligence, you probably don't have these types of frameworks instilled in you, and every decision takes the same amount of brain power. And this is where you come to finding people who treat decisions like they don't have any weight to them, are able to move fast, and maybe they hit it big one day on one small thing that they didn't know would have required a lot more thought process than another one. And because they didn't apply that amount of thought process, they were able to get past a lot of other people who may still be thinking about what to do instead of just actually doing it. Now, this isn't like I'm saying that one of these is better than the other, even though one of these is obviously better than the other. You should put some thought into things and be able to understand when you need to put a lot of thought into things. But if you have the difficulty for it, the thing to identify is when is it okay to underthink, and what is the bare minimum of thinking that you should be able trying to display. And when you have these mental models and frameworks, when you are thinking about your second order and your first principles and your inversion thinking, these are all things that have their place. It doesn't mean that they are all necessary. Sometimes getting data points is the most necessary thing. The only way to get data points is by beginning to do something. So if you see a problem that may potentially or maybe not potentially have some consequences to them, if you can identify what the very worst consequence is in that, see if that's something that you can live with, make a decision quickly. If you fail, you get some data points. And if you don't fail, then you just did the thing that the people with less intelligence do.